Hey, listen, I want to thank my good friends Chris Martin and Steve Lippens from Oak Tree for graciously hosting me and my team over the weekend. Listen, I gotta tell you, that 119 degrees never felt so cool as when we were around you guys. For all you lenders out there, Oak Tree is here to help you with all your non-QM. Just click this banner down below. Talk to the reps. They're totally cool. Anyways, on with the show. Now, mortgage brokers. This story reminds me of my good old brokering days back when you were just a young buck. So, Bright Multiple Listing System, the second largest MLS in the country, is going to allow listing agents to put a blanket offer for buyer-side agents to pick their commission or to pick no commission at all. It's the first MLS to do so in the country and truly break ranks with the National Association of Realtors MLS position that states that a listing agent must make an offer of cooperative compensation to buyer brokers in order to list a property on an MLS. Those days are gone with Bright. Now, the reason they're really doing this is to avoid the commission-based class action lawsuits that have plagued RE/MAX, Keller, amongst other real estate brokerages, multiple listing systems, and the National Association of Realtors. For Bright MLS, they say we are making this small change to underscore the complete flexibility of Bright subscribers to engage in transparent negotiations with their clients. Bright's multiple listing systems support the most efficient marketplace by making property information widely and transparently available, and by facilitating blanket offers of cooperative compensation available to all buyer brokers on an impartial basis. Now, would you guys just please stop suing us? That's what they wanted to say at the end. Because the truth is, Bright could care less about this move. More truth, real estate brokers and agents should not care less about these changes with Bright. And even more truth, every multiple listing system in the country is going to follow Bright's lead once they realize that this move does not have a significant ounce of effect on commissions or transactions whatsoever. Why? Because real estate, as lending did, is going to do what it does best, and that's bury disclosures and meaningless, redundant, and mountains of piles of more disclosures. In short, the growing encyclopedic number of documents your clients are going to have to sign is going to continue to grow, and amongst the mountains of realtor-based cover-your-ass disclosures will effectively be buried where it says that the multiple listing system openly states that your buying-side realtor's commission is totally negotiable and could affect your ability to close or miss on any offers you put in on properties. This, my friends, reminds me of what mortgage brokers went through a couple of decades ago. This is pretty interesting. For all you realtors who've been in the real estate industry for a long enough period of time as I have, I'm talking decades. Back before GFE 2010, most mortgage brokers made more than you did on all of your transactions. Why? Well, it went something like this. You could charge your 1% origination. If our rate wasn't a true par, we would at that time get the overage or the rebate. So let's say we got another 0.5%. Then we would get the SRP or the service release premium. And let's call our SRP 1.25%. And then we would get our YSP, our yield spread premium, and let's call that 1%. That could make our commissions go north of 3.75% on any FHA deal. Now, you have to understand, I mean, for decades, those days are gone. But hear me out on this. This is why it's similar. There came a day of tillage reform, and I want to say it was somewhere prior to GFE 2010, but I could be wrong on that. Somebody out there who's a loan officer, let me know in the comments where brokers had to disclose all this additional income on the settlement statement. But the general belief in the mortgage brokerage industry was that this disclosure of all this extra and before undisclosed income was going to drastically cut back on lenders' commissions. I mean, the realtors would notice it and get pissed off, the escrow officer would notice it, the borrower would notice it. Well, the truth of the matter is nobody noticed it and nothing changed that would benefit anybody. Lenders just kept getting paid what they always got paid, which, by the way, was fair compensation for what they did. Now, a funny post-roll on this. Back in those days, lenders used to be able to pay part of their income or their commission for closing costs or blown through rate locks or unforeseen fees that might come up in a transaction. However, after this, when broker compensation was fixed with GFE 2010, those days legally ended. No longer could mortgage loan officers screw up by forgetting, to lock a loan or floating a lock that you promised for, really honestly, gambling purposes to make that overage. And when that gamble went against what that loan officer tried to do, most often that loan officer would just pay for the damn mistake with their commission. Or maybe you missed a closing date and blew through a lock, something like that, you pay for it out of your commission. But now because of consumer protection, the borrower needs to pay that fee, all in the name of consumer protection. How does that work out? It's crazy, isn't it? But here's the point. Realtors, don't worry. This is going to be made into a huge story, but at the end of the day, it's not going to amount to a hill of beans. Like lenders and realtors alike, the only thing that's going to affect your commission is your dogged stick-to-itness with your marketing prowess going forward with our inventory so tight and rates still relatively high. So stick with what's in your purview and just do better at that. Hope this helps, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye!